Hi, my name is Liz and I am the Digital Marketing Specialist at Indow. Today I am speaking with Kelly, another team member at Indow, and we're going to be going over the soundproofing qualities of Indow inserts. So hi Kelly, hope you're doing well. Can you tell us a little bit more about yourself and what you do for Indow?
Good morning. Yes, I am the case coordinator. So I work in the claims department, helping to solve any inserts or order issues that customers may have.
Oh, that's wonderful. Honestly, I'm sure our customers really appreciate your help with all of that, right?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's rare that things go wrong, but when they do, I am there to help.
Wonderful. And I also really appreciate that as well as a team member of yours. So Kelly, let's get talking a little bit more about soundproofing and how our products, our Indo inserts really help with that. I know that comfort is a very big value of ours. And when folks have noise issues in their home, in their place, it's really hard to reach that level of comfort that they're looking for. So with that, can we talk about our acoustic grade products and what the expectations are with those?
So our inserts, they're custom measured for your frame. And so when they're installed properly, they're going to create an airtight seal that helps to keep out drafts and reduce that sound wave, that sound wave penetration into the room. Essentially, higher frequency sound waves, they'll get trapped in that dead airspace between the insert and the window. So this results in like a muffling of certain sounds that can really help to alleviate noise pollution.
I know that our inserts are able to reduce noise up to 50 to 70%. Can you explain a little bit more about what that means?
Yeah, so that means that we tested what one of our panels is capable of in a lab, and they were able to achieve 50 to 70% decibel reduction. But this was from an isolated test window with the insert positioned 3 inches and 6 inches away from the window glass. So more specifically, our acoustic grade insert, it reduced sounds coming through a single pane window by 18.9 decibels. So this would equate to an experience of where loud speech can sometimes be heard, but not very clearly. And then on the other hand, our acoustic insert, it reduced sound coming through a double pane window by 10 to 12 decibels. And that would be like sound like loud speech turning into a murmur or entirely inaudible. So outside of the lab, of course, sounds are really unpredictable and they're coming from every direction. So we wouldn't expect a regular home outfitted with our inserts to reach 70% noise reduction. But under the correct circumstances in a lab, we know it's certainly possible.
Each individual environment is different. So some folks are going to have that single pane and some folks are going to have that double pane window. Can you talk a little bit about that noise difference and the perception of noise? I guess how does the perception of noise affect the soundproofing data?
Yeah, definitely. So noise is, of course, a subjective experience. Every human is going to perceive different sounds different ways, and some people are going to be more sensitive to different frequencies than others. So that's why we say that we can never make any guarantees as to the acoustic performance of the inserts, because everybody's going to hear something just a little bit different.
So each environment is going to be different, right? As you were saying, there's the single pane and the double pane, and there's a different noise reduction with that as well. Can you talk about the frequencies that are involved in the noise reduction with our Indo inserts?
Yeah, so acrylic is much better at reducing sound from high frequencies. So for instance, honking horns and squeaking brakes, those are sound waves that are much more easily trapped in the dead airspace in between the window and the insert. Whereas lower frequency sounds like the low vibrations of an engine or the like bass of a sound system, those are much larger sound waves that can more easily pass through your walls. So those will still penetrate beyond your window and beyond our insert. But we can usually very reliably cut down on those higher frequency sounds depending on the air gap that you're able to create.
You know, there is the soundproofing of a window, which we are able to help aid in, of course. But what are some other areas of the home that people should consider when they are soundproofing?
Yeah, great question. So sound waves, they're not just entering through your windows. They're of course entering through every surface, gap, and crack in your home, and that includes walls, doors, ceilings, floors, vents, fireplaces, et cetera, et cetera. So I would say the best advice before you treat your windows is to really identify where the sounds are coming from and which ones are the most bothersome to you. So like how close is the source of the noise and how is it entering your home? These are all really important questions to kind of identify before you consider outfitting your windows specifically. And then if you do figure out that the sound isn't coming from your windows, it might be coming from, through your walls or things like that. You might look into better wall insulation, better ceiling insulation, something like sound absorbing furniture. There's lots of good stuff out there, or sound absorption curtains, lots of good stuff like that. So there's tons and tons of options to help create a more peaceful home environment.
And one question that I want to leave us on is, what are some best practices for using Indo inserts to soundproof your home and window?
Yeah, so the first step is always to make sure that the fit is correct. So you want to have a full airtight seal all the way around with even compression. And so if that's something that you're struggling with, we can help you. You're always covered by our snug fit guarantee. So we make sure that that your insert is snug, basically. But then I would also really emphasize that increasing your air gap is super important. That gap between the insert and the window, that's really going to be where you're trapping those sound waves. So the bigger that you can make that gap, the more dramatic your noise reduction results will be.
Thanks so much for your insight in all of this and the time that you have today to speak with me. And so for viewers, go ahead and click that subscribe button to stay up to date with our information and products.